What's up everybody and welcome to my review of It, Welcome to Derry episode 1. Going into this show, my expectations were through the roof. I've always adored the original It miniseries from 1990. It's one of those nostalgic comfort watches that takes me right back to my childhood. There's something about that small town dread and classic TV horror charm that just sticked with you. Then we got Chapter 1, which in my opinion was awesome, a modern horror classic that nailed the tone, the casting, and the emotional core of King's story. But It Chapter 2, yeah, that was a big old pile of garbage.
A headless boy! Imposter! You're a mimic! A mimic!
It repeated every single mistake the second half of the miniseries made. Way too long, inconsistent tone, and to top it off, that same ridiculous spider ending, you fools! So when I heard we were getting a prequel series exploring Pennywise's origins and the cursed history of Derry, I was cautiously optimistic, excited but nervous that it might fall into the same traps. Unlike my Dexter Resurrection episode reviews, this one's not going to be a full spoiler breakdown. I'm just going to talk about my general thoughts, what worked, what didn't, and how I feel about this being the first step into a new chapter of It lore. So first off, my overall impression, I really enjoyed this opening episode. It took me right from the start with our mysterious cold open that immediately set the tone. It delivered that haunting, oppressive atmosphere that It fans know and love, while giving me hope that this show might actually bring something fresh and meaningful to the mythology. The tone is dark, eerie, and surprisingly emotional. It feels like the It universe, but from a whole new angle that digs into the roots of the evil beneath Derry. Now for the positives, the cinematography is gorgeous. Seriously, some of these shots could be straight out of a movie. There's this rich, foggy, dreamlike quality to the 1960s setting that makes Derry feel alive and cursed at the same time. The production design is fantastic too, from the old cars and vintage houses to the muted and tonal color palette. Every frame sells the period perfectly. It's like stepping into a nightmare version of Norman Rockwell's America. The CGI for the most part is really solid. Some of the creature effects and supernatural imagery are slick without being overdone, and there's a restraint to how they show Pennywise, or rather his early form, that keeps him mysterious and unpredictable. I also love that Andy Muschietti returned to direct. You can feel his touch all over this thing, the pacing, the mood, even the way fear is built around innocence. He knows this world, and you can tell he's having fun expanding it. The characters are interesting so far. New faces, but the same kind of vulnerability and chemistry that made the Losers Club so iconic. There's a real sense of community that makes Derry's darkness it even harder. And let's talk about Pennywise, or might be Pennywise. The way they handle him in this first episode is fascinating. He's not quite the clown we know yet, but something that's still forming, still learning how to terrify. It's such a cool concept, seeing this creature in its early stage, figuring out what shape fear should take. It gives the series a real sense of mystery and long-term payoff. Now on top of that, the scares are effective. There's some great tension throughout, a few jump scares that actually land, and some genuinely unnerving set pieces. The deaths in this episode are brutal, intense, and surprisingly shocking. The opening kill with the kid, fantastic setup, disturbing, tragic, and perfectly in line with its history of targeting innocence. And that final sequence, man, it's wild, almost dreamlike in how it plays out. For a moment, I honestly thought it was a dream. The editing and the visuals are so surreal, but no, they really went for it, and I respect that. It's gutsy horror filmmaking, and it left me sitting there like, wait, did that actually just happen? But of course, there are a few negatives. The subplot involving the military didn't quite land for me. It felt a little too detached from the main horror narrative, almost like a leftover from a different show. Maybe it'll connect later, but as an opener, it slowed things down just when the momentum was building. There's also a bit of spotty green screen work in a few scenes, especially during the more effects-heavy moments. It's not terrible, but it's noticeable when everything else looks so cinematic. And while that shocking ending was definitely memorable, I'm a bit torn about the decision to wipe out most of the main group right away. It's bold storytelling, no doubt, but it left me feeling slightly detached from the survivors, especially since one of the most emotionally resonant characters, the kid who carried all that guilt over the earlier death, didn't make it. The two characters left standing just haven't won me over yet. Still, It, Welcome to Derry episode 1 is a really strong start. It's creepy, cinematic, and dripping with atmosphere, It captures that sense of dread and mystery that made King's story so iconic, while expanding it in ways that feel fresh and ambitious. The flaws are there, sure, but they don't overrate how much potential this series has. If it keeps building on this foundation, deepening the lore, exploring the town's evil history, and showing us more of Pennywise's evolution, we could be looking at one of the best horror shows in years. Final score, 8.5 out of 10. I'm super curious what you all thought about Welcome to Derry. Did it live up to your expectations? Are you digging this new take on Pennywise's origin story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next review.